Today, I'm going to tell you my story of how I remember difficult words in my second language, and I'm going to give you 3 tips so you can do the same. Welcome to English Coach 3Ts. I'm Tanya. And of course, like I have said in other videos, the best way to learn vocabulary is in context. In other words, with a story so that you can learn the vocabulary, how it's used. You could do that by watching the video I'll link above, or by reading books and articles and other things that have interest for you. Today, I'm going to give you 3 additional ways so that you can remember the vocabulary that you're using. The first tip I want to give you is to use a variety of things, like a variety of apps, a variety of things to read, a variety of ways that you learn. So, for example, you could use ChatGPT, but don't limit yourself to that. There are a lot of vocabulary apps and different things that you can use. And ChatGPT by itself can be used in a variety of ways. For a suggestion from me about how you can use ChatGPT to learn and remember vocabulary, check out the link above. My second tip for you is to make examples. This is one of the things you could do with ChatGPT, or you might find examples in a dictionary, or you can write your own. However you make the examples, be sure that you use some of them by writing them by hand. Of course, you can write these examples in your computer, but when you write them out by hand, your brain is going to interact with your hands, giving you a better chance to remember them. I like to write mine on sticky notes like this so that I can stick these notes in different places around my house. Part of this tip is to stick one word with one example on your mirror in your bathroom. This way, every time you come to the bathroom mirror, you can repeat this example, and it's going to naturally space out the time that you repeat it. Another thing you want to be sure to do is to change out these examples on your mirror. What I mean by change them out is just simply to change them and put a new one in its place. I like to do this every 1 or 2 weeks, but really whatever works best for you is a good idea. Once you feel like you have a pretty good handle on the word, it's probably time for another one. One of the things I like to do when I change out my vocabulary words is take the ones off the mirror and put them onto my computer or another place in my house. I use my computer and my desk lamp and my mirror as 3 of the most common places that I put these words that are difficult for me to remember. Another great thing about having these words on the side of my computer is that when I'm talking to my teacher or a conversation exchange, they're right there where I can see them, and then I have a better chance of using them while I'm speaking, which further helps me to remember them and use them naturally. And because I'm talking with my teacher or a conversation exchange, I can get corrections from them as well. Did you know I have a free webinar class for busy women? It's called 3 Secrets to Becoming Fluent Without Wasting Your Time and Without Doing Things that Don't Work. In this free class, I'm going to share 3 things you can do to become more fluent right after the class, and a bonus tip. If you'd like to join the class, go to the link you see on your screen or click on the link in the description below. My third tip for you is to record myself using these examples. I record myself in a couple of different ways to make sure I've used the first tip I gave you today. So one of the first things I do is to record myself speaking the examples I've already written down. This way I can go back and listen to my recording and see if I need to change the pronunciation or the rhythm of the way I'm speaking, and then practice it some more with these changes. But another really important part of this tip is to practice speaking and recording myself using these words in phrases and examples off the top of my head. When I say off the top of my head, this is just an idiom that we use that means without planning the example ahead of time, without writing it down ahead of time. I'm just going to think of examples now that I've been using it for a while and think of it like I'm having a conversation with someone else and using the word that's difficult for me. If I'm having troubles making examples off the top of my head, then I just practice it more in some of the other ways and put it on the list to make examples off the top of my head later. Also, with all of these things, don't worry too much about making mistakes. It's much more important that you're using these words and trying a lot of different things than whether or not you make a mistake. In fact, as you're making mistakes, you're learning more. If you like learning English with videos like this, be sure to give me a thumbs up. It really does help. And share this video with someone you know who would like to be fluent. What are some of the ways that really help you to remember vocabulary? Be sure to write your ideas in the comments and look at what other people say. Chat with each other so that we can help each other out. Now that you know how to remember words, it's time to add a few more so that you can start using them in conversations. Take a look at this video so you can learn them in the best way possible with a real story. I'll see you there.